Hello and welcome back everybody to Let's Play Albion. Last time we ended up on the island of the Enlightened Ones. Let's explore. I am so interested. Okay, so there's already way too many NPCs here. And I was just thinking, by the way, when I was reviewing the episode last time, you know what this looks like to me? This amulet? Like that eye icon that we've seen on the cliffs on every single continent. So I have a feeling it's gonna have something to do with that, right? Right, okay, let's just talk to some people. Irkith. May Anima Bona be with you. Helromir Tom, whatever that means. You are... She's Irkith, and I have a lot of insight into the old songs of... Homer. If you'd like to know something, then just ask. What? Homer songs are an accurate image of the war between the two poles, Anima Bona and Animenkna. Especially the second part, which deals with the wanderings of Ulysses, is very instructive. Okay, I need to read the Odyssey. For Ulysses incorporates the principle of Animenkna like no one else before his time. For him, adjusting to the flow of events is no longer important. He no longer feels himself to be part of the flow of Anima Bona, which man had always felt up to then. For him, adjusting to the flow is only superficial. He's like the boat which conquers the river because it superficially matches its movements. But he uses his ability to conquer it for his own purposes. Purposes which belong to an entirely different world than the purpose of the flowing water. In this way, Ulysses hopes to escape the threat of the river. What the heck? I would need to read Odyssey to know what the heck you're talking about. Just look at how he meets the dangers he is exposed to. He defeats the giant Polyphemus by calling himself No One. In this way he imitates his ends, which chooses his name freely from its being. But the name Ulysses invents has nothing to do with his ends. What the heck? But with the purpose which it serves. He calls himself No One, and after No One has served its purpose, he will remove it like a piece of clothing. He deceives the sirens when he listens to their songs without falling victim to them. He does this by wrapping himself in chains. Chains which are the principle of Animenkna. For Anima Bona lets everything flow freely. In this way Ulysses can set himself above his companions, who have to row with their ears plugged. This is also new. A leader can gain knowledge which he must deny his followers so that all will survive. Force and order everywhere. The principle of Animenkna, and then climax is reached when Ulysses comes home. Holy crap. Okay, why do you call me Helromir? Helromir must be the humans from the Earth then. There is no doubt that they are very clever people. Some of them even succeeded with their causal logic to recognize that Animenkna is not the only son of the unknown god. They had great singers and thinkers, Homer and Aristotle. But their flaws allowed them to get stronger than us. What? They developed writing, as did we, but their writing soon began to no longer just mean what it said. For them the writing was what it said, and their words were what they meant. The flow of the language froze, and they began to stack individual concepts, one onto the other like stones. Their language lost its spirit. They were still very clever, but without spirit. They built the tower of their words higher and higher and converted everything magical, which they feared, into dead material, and filled it with new, spiritless life. But they completely controlled this undead material. Okay, so humans went with the tech route and sacrificed the magic route. Yup, we've seen that before. Arcanum. Who the heck is Unknown God? It is typical that you, Helromir, would ask about that. He's unknown, therefore there is nothing to say about him, you little dungus. What is this ends thing? I will try to make this clear to you. That which brings you to speak of I, and thus to mean something which differentiates you from the other, is the ends, so it's my ego. But the ends is more than that. It's everything you are. If you try to describe it in words, you will fail, because words are fixed concepts for you. They don't flow. Perhaps you should ask our healer. Since magic has no words, it is difficult to explain. Imagine that you are with friends, and all of you had a vivid concept of an event. This event will happen when you have the right access to Anima Bona. For Helromir, it is very difficult to grasp, but who knows? Perhaps Drannagh, our magic teacher, can help you. Have him explain to you precisely how our transport caves work. Transport caves! Oh! That to me sounds like how we're gonna get to the other continents using that eye symbol there. Maybe there's a cave behind it. That's interesting. Okay, naturally, Drannagh knows more about that, but this much I can tell you. It's really a good thing. You can use it to travel to any place in Albion in a split second. It is our strongest magic, alright? Oh my god. When Ulysses comes home, no one recognizes him except for his dog and his nurse. The dog recognizes him by his ends. The nurse recognizes him because she knew him in a former life, a life when Ulysses still swam with the flow and was bound by the principle of anima bona, where he received a scarred wound in battle with a wild boar. The new Ulysses would outsmart the boar and not get wounded. He outsmarts his wife's suitor by concealing his true identity and turning himself into a beggar. Bathory later used the same self-denigration, and he always said that whoever denigrates himself will be raised at the end. In any case, Ulysses' untrustworthy wife recognized him only when he pulls the bow, which can be pulled by no one but Ulysses. And here, for the first time, Ulysses consciously returns to his own ends and subjects himself to it for his own purpose. The purpose of protecting his family and retaining his lordship. He succeeds in doing this so convincingly that, before long, everyone is emulating his image. They did not even notice that they lost their freedom. In the end, they all became the no one who conquered the giant. No, we are not doing this. Wait, but this is no longer Ulysses, this is something else. Okay, Bathory. Bathory was the son of Caesar, but much more clever than the latter, because he did not conquer the... whoever Caesar is. Because he did not conquer the Celts through war. Who conquered the Celts through war? Are we talking Caesar or what? In which they were difficult to beat. Rather, he enticed them by preaching the unknown god to them. Unfortunately, this was very enticing for many of the Celts. They did not recognize that by preaching the unknown god, Bathory gave him a name, as is the nature of the Helramir. Canto discovered his true nature and at the same time saw that the earth was lost to the Helramir. He, with the last faithful ones to Albion, a place where the Helramir did not yet have access. Okay, he fled, huh? With the last faithful ones. The Tower of Words was not yet high enough. Now it appears to be. Aristotle. He built a Tower of Words. Where Ulysses laid the foundation, Aristotle devised the means to build the tower to great heights. He was a great thinker, there is no doubt about that, but he only used the goals of Anim and Kna, the logic text path. The Helramir value him as the founder of logic, and for them that is the highest thing. But even through their logic, the Helramir have still not been able to understand the essence of magic. They may be stronger than Celts, but they are still far from being everything. Okay, so the Anim and Kna is the younger brother of Anima Bona. He's the ruler of your world, for he's the order, the consistent, the logical. We call it the bridal. He created everything together with his sister. Only in the case of men, Anima Bona wanted to create her own people, the Celts. And Anim and Kna was jealous of the people she created, and so he created his own people, the Helramir. Ah, so we're not the same humans. The three greatest heroes of the Celts, the people of Anima Bona, were this guy, and that guy. So these two guys they probably exist in our history. This Vercingetorix, that name rings a bell from the Roman history. The second guy, I have no idea. And Canto the Wise is the leader that took Celts to Albion. They fought against the Helramir Caesar and his son Bathory. Okay, this is gonna be the Caesar. The Julius Caesar. Although I have no idea who the son Bathory is. And I may be wrong completely. Okay, friends, I mean, you can skip ahead. I'm kind of curious if some more things come out of it, huh? Okay, so Vercingetorix was the brother of the Catuve Launus. and he was the first to fall in the battle against Caesar, or Caesar. He was the greatest warrior of Helromir, Caesar was, and a great leader. He was the first to bring dead material against the Celts, meaning technology, and he had great success converting even his armies into dead material which consisted of living soldiers, but he lost his life by his own weapon, Broto, after he had killed the two Celts, Catuvelaunus and Vercingetorix. What the heck is Broto? What is that weapon? Is that Brutus? Please tell me what is Broto. Oh no, okay, so I'm completely wrong. Broto means sting. He was the sting of Caesar and at the same time his fate. There's an old saying that the Helromir will be destroyed by their own weapons someday, but I prefer to believe that they will be robbed of their superiorities through their weapons. It goes against the spirit of Anime Bona for Anime Cna to disappear completely. For the river only exists when there is a mountain and a valley. What about Catuvelaunus? He was the Celts' greatest warrior and talented leader. He fell in the battle against Caesar. What about Canto? He is the guy that led Celts to Albion and discovered the nature of Beit Bathric, whatever that is. And last but not least, Anime Bona means flow of souls. She is the daughter of the unknown god. We enlightened ones also call her entity. She is our creator and Ur-mother. Together with her younger brother Anime Cna, that means bridal of souls, she created the heaven and the earth, the animals and the plants. Up to now, we thought she created Albion by herself, without her brother. And now you have come here, so Anime Cna must have also participated in the creation of Albion. That is very frightening to us. For where should we turn when Anime Cna's spirit has crushed Albion as well? That is a good question. She views things and living beings as individuals, which do not belong to an order of or higher state of being. You know, everything has its own magic, its own ends. Therefore, a man does not become a man because he externally appears as a man, but he simply is a man. Therefore, we call the counterpart of the entity, her brother Anime Cna, the Ontic, because he classifies everything and brings order to that which he sees as chaos, when it is really nothing more than the variety of all ends. To explain it simply, a man who feels like an Iskai is an Iskai. Anime Cna would never understand this. For him, this Iskai would be a man because he looks like one. Well, this is some deep philosophy, ahead of its time. Enlightened ones. We are an order of beings who have reached a certain degree of understanding into the thoughts of Anime Bona. We are no longer human or Iskai, although we used to be one of the two. We are only the enlightened ones. Our ends is enlightened. However, we are not a solid group, but are only loosely assembled here. For outsiders, this may appear to be a little chaotic. However, in reality, our ends lead us here when we are needed. We also recognize each other by our ends. And last, but not least, Albion is the name of the world. We always thought this was the land of Anime Bona, but maybe Anime Cna was also right when he answered her. Means white land. What do you mean answer her? It would be best if our bard sings that for you. She recently composed a wonderful song which tells our history from the beginning of time. Who's your bard? Maire. Holy crap, my friends. We need to pace ourselves, because otherwise we're gonna spend the whole... Oh, no. This is the entrance to a cave where we can begin our journey with Anime Bona's help. Tom, are you sure you want to leave now, or would you like to spend a little more time here? No, I want to spend more time. I didn't know. I just need to do something else than talk to people for a second, because this was a lot. So let's see what we can figure out, what we can find out. I want to talk to everybody. This lore is very interesting, but it's a little heavy on lore as well. Now, is there anything we can loot? Oh, that's how the books look like on the ship. Doesn't look like it, huh? No, doesn't look like we can do anything with the bookshelves. Oh, this is cute. The music is also different. They have a different soundtrack for this area. This looks cool as hell. I do appreciate the lore, but they are a little heavy-handed about it. Like, they dove straight into a lot of philosophy. Can we read this? This book criticizes the right of vertebrates to exist. Somebody's room. I don't know if I should be checking every single cabinet for if it can be opened. I'm rather tempted to say no. I mean, we might miss some things, but it's okay. We're not min-maxing, we're exploring. What about this book? Also, the right of vertebrates to exist. What about that book? That looks funky. Just a book. This looks like a door. Oh, it's a cabinet, but it has the same symbol on it, same, you know, like this face thing that the doors have. So I know there's a bunch of people here. Oh, we can also explore the island, right? I have to be careful. Do we want to do it? I think we do want to do it. Oh, you look like a shopkeeper. Hello. Althea. Ah, visitors, greetings. Welcome to the house of the enlightened ones. Who are you? You manage the house. That's not useful. No great treasures are stored in this house, but there is a great amount of knowledge here. For example, there are many interesting spell scrolls. I'm allowed to sell some of them. Well, as far as I understand it, they enable the ungifted to practice magic. Of course, the scrolls disintegrate after use. However, someone who already knows a particular scroll's type of magic can permanently learn the spell. Please show. Ooh, my god. So, this seems to be stuff for Harriet. Banish demons, panic, magic shield. Some of it looks the same as what Malthus was using. Some of it seems the same as what Sira was using. But most of it seems to be for Harriet. Okay, but we also have not much gold. Ooh. What is the price she gives us for things? Oh, I can't sell to her. Oh, okay. Yeah, we want a bunch of that. I want Harriet, although she only has level 10. Maybe somebody else teaches magic as well. And not just through scrolls. Okay, let's keep looking. I would like to find a real trainer so we see also which levels we need for which magic. And which of the spells are actually relevant to Harriet, huh? Ooh, a bit of a Iskay architecture. With the living plants filtering. Okay, this is how we leave. I don't want to leave yet, plus it's night. I do want to find the rest of the NPCs here. Surely there's a trader, right? I wonder if we're going to be coming back here, if this is going to be kind of our base now. And if the transport cave can get us anywhere, we're going to backtrack a little bit. Or are we? Well, for sure we have one empty spot. I would like to get Kunag into it, who was on the last island, right? The magician who didn't speak much. He was a little dodgy, to be honest. We could also try to get back and get Sira and Malthus. And what else? Well, and then I would like to get everybody the spells that they need. Lyre, who are you? You're a servant, you cook and clean. Does that mean that you sell rations? Oh my god. My last job was with the Kenget Canulos, if you know what I mean. The Kenget are kind of enlightened ones for assassins. They seek the welfare of Albion by worshipping the old war god Canulos. And they don't just pray with words. I was a slave there. They just captured me because I was a cousin of mine had offended one of those loons. They simply took me away from the field where I was working. There was a chief slave. Okay, this is a little bit too much about nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna read when... I'm gonna just read when I feel like it's actually interesting. This guy is a cook. He's got a story. He seems to like it here. Good for him. Who are you? Drannagh. Ah, he is the magic teacher, and he This game is insane. It took us, I don't know how many, this is now whatever, 27 episodes, so it might be like 20 something hours of gameplay to get here. This is the first character in the whole game who restores magic to items, to enchanted items. Why have it in mechanics? It's so interesting. Up until now, the artifacts, if we use them up, they were used up. What kind of ooh, okay, there is some magic. Teleporter. Is that for... Okay, I would like to learn all of these things, to be honest. Harry had learned it. Is it for free? Okay, just keep learning. Maybe it costs something, but it's okay. She has level 10. Ooh, the best spell he has, Goddess's Wrath, is 22. And he only has few spells. I have a feeling more spells in the scroll, from the other woman, the bookkeeper or whatever, the librarian, sounded like they were relevant to Harriet. Okay, so I was not sure if I should read this, if this is the same as we already heard, but it's tangentially interesting. Anima Bona means flow of souls. She's the daughter of the unknown god. We enlightened ones also call her entity. She's our creator and Urmother. Oh, this we've read, all of this. Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, so these are the items that have some magic on them. I could regenerate them. It's gonna cost 5. Okay, nice. I don't want that. I wonder if there is a man... Well, okay, now we can actually travel between continents. I would like to go to the second continent. We have so many items I want identified, including many we've never dared to equip, like a speed amulet or luck charm or whatever else. And if we can identify that they are, and we know exactly what they do and that they are not cursed, we can clean up a bit inventory, get more money from selling stuff we don't want to use. It's gonna be good. I'm getting lost a little bit. Where the heck are we? Is this the cave? This is the cave, right? This is the cave, okay. So we're still missing a lot of characters. So there's one more. It's so loud sometimes. Nemos. Togedin, I hope you are enjoying your stay here. You can meditate and draw force from Anima Bona. There are certain places on this island where, through quiet meditation, you can grow in body and spirit. Oh, okay. Do I want to do it now or after I bring my other characters? Because Sierra and Meltas are gonna miss out. Where are those places? Look for flowers of the goddess. Okay. Small, brilliantly colored flowers that grow in places blessed by the entity. Okay. Fine. I mean, I don't want to learn more about Anima Bona. I think we've learned actually quite extensive information. I'm, however, a little bit lost. There's also the man who's supposed to... Was it the Drannagh? Who's supposed to deal with magical artifacts. Who's supposed to create magical artifacts. I think we're missing a character or two. There's him again. I think we're missing a character or two. Oh well, but that's also okay. Let's go outside because it's a day now, and let's look around a bit and meditate and stuff. Although as I say that, I'm a little nervous. I would like to find the rest of the characters. There's for sure one more room on the top right, which we've missed. Oh! Wait, have you talked to him? Okay, the problem could also be that it's 7 in the morning, so everybody's in their quarters. Should have talked to them when they were all in the middle. Have we talked to this guy? I'm not sure. Bir. We need your help as a healer. It's okay, we don't need you. So there's the healer. So ens is the soul. No, the soul is a classification of anim and kna. According to Bathric, only humans have a soul. He says that animals do not have a soul. Do Iskai have a soul in this sense? Hard to say. In any case, the soul is nothing more than the attempt of anim and kna to classify and categorize the ends for himself. If you wanted to summarize the ends with your words, then you would have to say that it is a soul plus conscience. But of course, the ends is inseparable. And if I were to say your soul is the body of your ends and your conscience is its actions, then I believe that this is the best explanation that can be understood by your way of thinking. Okay. But always remember that a body cannot be separated from its actions. Interesting. Okay, so we found out there's still more characters here, which is good, because I'm still missing. There's probably more, but we have a magic teacher, healer, don't care so much, and we are still missing the creator of magic artifacts. There was a man, although it might have been Drannagh, maybe. I don't remember who they introduced to us. There were so many names in the beginning, but they did introduce to us one of the characters, plus the Bard, right? The Mirai, or whatever her name was. So we are missing at least one, maybe two characters. Now this is gonna be a lore-heavy episode, and I'm sorry if it's not your cup of tea. I suppose it's always easy to just jump to the next one, where we're gonna probably explore a lot more. But I do find this interesting. It's actually a nice change of pace after the last episode, or last 5 episodes, where nobody said anything coherent on the continent of Maine. Okay, we are tired, we should sleep, but it's the middle of the day. I don't want to end up having to travel at night. That's a different person. Lanair. Ah, yeah, that's the cook. I am missing the magical artifacts person. And then I guess we just go. I think we'll go out now. I don't want to min-max it again to figure out where we can get what characters, then come back to do this meditation. We don't even know what the meditation does, right? If it increases stats, gives you experience, or what exactly is supposed to happen. Well, that's a new character. Oh, that's our friend Frill. Frill, this is a beautiful complex, and the park around the house is like a paradise. You must come here often. That is true. In Drannagh, I am well known for my frequent travels. Now you see where most of them lead. The transport caves allow all of us to frequently gather and exchange ideas. Oh. Okay. We can use transport caves. Very nice. And he just tells me to talk to Drannagh. Okay. So actually, maybe the middle of the night was the best time to speak to everybody because they are in their quarters. I think me trying to traverse all of these areas earlier was a little bit hindering myself. Because right after we came, everybody gathered in the middle, right? And then I guess they slowly dispersed to that place, but we might have been too fast and reached many of their places before they got there. Okay, this is the girl with the scrolls. I'm waiting until 7 p.m, then we go out and sleep. Can we rest here? No. Because then we know this is gonna turn the rest into a whole night rest, and we're gonna wake up next morning and it's gonna be light, and we can then properly explore. Okay, so the man who does something with the artifacts I cannot find. But this place is a little bit too big. I'm missing a map, I have to say. And characters move around, which is not ideal. See the kitchen. Yeah, everybody's tired. I understand. Well, let's just go out. Maybe we see him on the way back. Or maybe it was Drannagh. I cannot rule out that it was Drannagh. Can we jump across this? Ah, this is a bridge. It looked like one. This is gonna be tough, I think, because I wonder if they have creatures on this island. We do not have our mages, we do not have healers. Well, although I think Harriet can heal a bit. And this island seems like a maze. Look at this. Everybody's getting tired, and it is 19 o'clock. I also have to remember the advice of Sorvar to properly save all the time, because things might crash. Okay, I thought we would move on from this base very quickly, but it seems like there's going to be a lot to explore. So we are looking for colorful flowers which mark the places of the goddess, where we can meditate and strengthen in body and soul. We're gonna... What are you? Great Path, Cantos' house, east. Oh. What do you mean east? East? Ah, you mean there, not west. But we came from the Cantos' house is probably the guild house, because the guild is called Dji Cantos. I thought it might be the house of the original founder, Cantos. I have to say the music sometimes is very much out of place. A cactus. Okay, there's another path down there. So the music sounds very like weird, cheerful, combined with being in a like jungle environment. Also, what happened to color of Drir? Why is he so... Why is everybody so extremely pale on this island? Something happened to the palette. Great Path. To the north is the house of Dji Cantos. For now I just want to stick to the left as much as possible, then we're going to stick to the right as much as possible, unless we see some indication there's something else going on somewhere. Oh, this looks like a meditation thing. A stool. Rocks. There's no flowers, so I don't think this is where I meditate. Because then the question is, can we trigger meditation with some action, or do we just like stand in a spot and we get some hidden bonus after doing that for a while? What a paradise, but I think they've missed the opportunity to have some cool little enemies here. I'm not sure if I can get to the left. Guess not. So remember, still we are looking for meditation spots, which we've been told if we find colorful flowers. I don't think this is it. I would expect something... Flowers of the goddess. No, this cannot be it. Can it? Do we just... We were told to meditate in places where there's colorful flowers of the goddess. I don't know what that means. It could be something else that we have to use. But it could also be... After a time of quiet reflection and deep concentration, Tom suddenly feels his thoughts become clearer. Did you get anything from it? I have no idea what that did. Okay, am I gonna do it with everybody? Okay, let's do it with Harriet. And let me just check. It could be intelligence that gets increased. It could be magical talent, and it could be also level up. 1000 experience, magical talent is 75, intelligence is 55. Let's see if it works multiple times, I'm not sure. What did it take? 2 hours? Oh, Harriet's meditation is unsuccessful because we've drained the place. Okay. We're gonna find more, that's fine. We're gonna find more of these blue flowers. Now we know what we're looking for. Look, there's more. So it takes about half an hour, I think, or 40 minutes of in-game time. Okay, maybe longer, an hour. She emerges with great strength from the meditation. That is not what I wanted. Or maybe it always, okay, maybe it always increases different attribute. In which case I just want Tom to get all of them. Let me load and test it. We're learning things. Okay, so now also, this is the top of the island. And now we see there's, for example, here, some of those blue flowers. Tom has 50 intelligence. I think he has 52 before. So indeed, it increased stats. But because it's random, and the flowers might be regenerating, I can min-max and save and load and see what it does. I'm just going to give everything to Tom. I mean, come on. He is the leader. He's gonna be with us, supposedly, until the end of the game. What a funky little mechanic. I mean, a little bit of strength would go a long way because we can carry more than... He feels more optimistic. He has fewer problems in life. What does that even mean? Is that luck or what is this? Or what did you get? Fewer problems in life. I guess we all would need that. Okay, we are now next to the guild house. The guild house leads into the caves, into the rock. That's fine. There's... Oh no, this is the one we've already used. I wonder if this recharges the next time we come. It's gonna be there again. Again, I don't think we have to do that. I don't think it brings us anything. Like, you know, there's games where you do want to min-max because there's some crazy challenges that you cannot defeat otherwise. That might be even optional, right? I mean, the optional bosses in Final Fantasy games, you have to be really good in order to defeat them. Here, I don't think there's going to be any such case. And so the only thing we would be getting by min-maxing would be even easier fights than they already are, and already they are not a problem at all, right? So I think I'll just enjoy the game. That said, I do wonder if we do all of these meditations, what happens? So I'm gonna still look for the rest of these blue spots. And then hopefully next episode we can start with going into the cave. I mean, unless we find the man who deals with creation of magical artifacts. But other than that, I think after that we just go into the cave and continue. I don't think we go forward yet. I think our first stop is going to be Beloveno. We identify all of our artifacts. Next stop is first stop is going to be... Well, okay, Beloveno, I misspoke. Beloveno because there's Kunak, our next party member, and I'm kind of curious about him quite a lot. Next spot is going to be Maine, where we identify our items, and I think then we go forward. I'm also wondering if we can get somehow, you remember on the third continent of Maine, I keep misnaming things. The identification, of course, happens on Gratogel, on the second island. But as I was saying... Oh, wait, so this is where he felt more intelligent. He has now 50 intelligence. Let's see what happens. Right, but on the third continent of Maine, we found this cave of the Kenget Camulos assassins. I wonder if we can somehow get in. If it's optional, if it leads us back to it later in the story, or what do we do? Thoughts become clear, and he has... Oh yes, 3 more intelligence. Nice. For him, this is completely useless, but, you know. So it looks like these spots always give the same thing. That's interesting. So we could min-max it, but again, we don't even know which characters stay with us until the end of the game. Sira and Melthas have just left. And in fact, if we wanted to min-max, we would have to also take into consideration the initial first island, those blue portals in the dungeon, which gave all of our party members extra strength or stamina or whatever, right? Speed. I guess we could have left them there, then come back now with a full party and extend those benefits of the stat boosts also to our new party members. What the heck is this? Is this a shortcut? Am I supposed to be here? Does it connect? Wait. It's interesting that they chose not to implement map on the overworld. So that they kind of force you to deal with exploration on your own. Okay, so there's nothing here. There's a spot here. Did you see that? There was a sprite of a fish jumping. Talk about an investment. It's a sprite that probably most players will not even see. We've seen it for the first time, probably last time. Okay, twice. Tom has more control over his body, sure. It's a pity that not the whole party gets these benefits. I mean, everybody's sitting on their ass while Tom is doing his thing, so it would have been nice. The heck is this? It's just a fire. I think we are slowly finishing the left portion of the island, then we have the right one. It also sounds like you hear it buzzing, like some monsters. But by now I'm quite certain there's not going to be anything here that actually threatens us. I still stand by my opinion that the exploration here needs a little bit more something, meat on the bone, something to offer you while you're exploring. At least give me little pieces of lore, like a little graveyard here with some things to read and, I don't know, some flowers to pick that I can sell afterwards. Some sense of discovery, right? I think this is where we came from, right? Wasn't this the ship? What? No? Okay, this island is huge. We will, once again, not look for all of the meditation spots. Makes no sense for us to do that. West, long path. Ah, we took the long path. That's fine. Small path is to the north. And this is where we arrived. So we took the long path. Now, as I was saying, there's lots of flowers here. I'm sure there's going to be some hidden ones we will miss. But again, the goal is not to have character with 100 out of 100 stats. What's the point? I do want to go to the east if I can. Doesn't seem like it. We see the long path on the left. There is a path to the right as well, and we can go here down. Luckily for you, just a little bit, so we don't get too lost in exploring here. Small path to the north. What about this eastern path? There's no sign saying anything, and yet there is a road. Which might not lead anywhere. No, it doesn't. You see what I mean? Why even build this map if most of the screens there's no point in going to? Are you hearing this? Somebody's playing harp. Wait, did you hear that? Oh, that's you, that's the bard. You're outside. Maire, greetings, visitors of Cantos' house. It is a bit loud. Can you sing us the song? Song of the world. Please, Maire. It's a long song. Get comfortable, boys. Please get comfortable. Anima Bona sat in her morning. There is flow in thought and also in being. And the world opened and all thought became being in her, and all alone. And he, Animan Kna, said to her in the evening, you have created men, plants and animal. Let the first guide the last. The men guide the animals, sure. Sister. And order the things and praise to you. Anima Bona said to her brother, they are my thoughts, which you seek to name and order. Are you guided by the fear that you do not know the one above all? He, Animan Kna, left offended, and he swept through the forests, mountains and sea. He gave order to the beings and forgot none. He brought fire to men and iron for war. Then he, Animan Kna, called the people. He called one Helromir and the other Kelt, and he remained with the first. He named Saethar, the leader of Helromia. I'm telling you, Saethar is Caesar, and Helromia, Helromir, it has Rome in it. We are the descendant, and it also makes sense. You have two people in that part of the world, in that part of the history. In that particular look at the story, right? The Celts versus the Helromirs. Yeah. This is it. And he named Sethar, the leader of Helromia, and directed him to endless battle. A battle against the children of the flow, the Celts. Order with fire, power with order. Vercingetorix arose, and also his brother, the Catuvelaunus. But Saethar marched to battle for being or dying, girded with Brotho, his sword, and his son. They came together in early morning and fought through the day and night. Then Vercingetorix fell early in the evening, and Catuvelaunus in the same place. In dying he spoke, the Catuvelaunus. Cursed be your sword, your Brotho, your spirit, Saethar. Your sting will soon betray you, and murder will become the order which only promises power. Then the Catuvelaunus died, and Saethar soon followed him into death, murdered by Brotho, the false son. The sword brought death to the hand that ordered it, but the sting was soon pulled. The sons of the opponents grew up, Canto the Sleeper and Bathric. Helromir, like Ulysses, adapted to the essence. He seemed a servant of Anima Bona, the words flowed like waves. But this flow was poisoned with cunning, the source lay in the realm of Animan Kna. I think this is the last one. The Celts, wearied from battle, drank, and fell to the name Manifold, which Bathric had given to the god of all gods. The essence called and Canto awoke. He had slept long and on distant paths, and he tried and rode Animan Kna's bull. Anima Bona called to save the Celts from Bathric and his god Lagvir. What the heck? Anima Bona saw the last of the few Celts assembled around Canto. Her spirit was strong and longed for Albion, the land which Cantos imagined beyond the mists. Anima Bona led the Celts along stoneless paths, without dark and light. Until one day, in Cantos' spirit, the white land broke through the fog. The white land, said Anima Bona, consists of all colors together. You cannot break it, for this is Albion. Go and enlighten yourself. Okay, so we've confirmed that we are dealing with Caesar and Celts and all of that. And we are dealing with an essence of technology and an essence of, let's call it spirit, magic, arts, things that actually we should not be named because they cannot be named fully. So, one more meditation, and then I think we're basically back at the house. Unless there's more detours to the east. Stamina, how nice. And it's night, so let's rest. At some point we have to replenish our rations as well. Can we go somewhere here? Nope. Back to the house. Can we go to the east? Not really. Keep an eye on for flowers. And keep an eye out for potential NPCs. So here we can go to the right, which makes me curious. And we are basically back at the house, so this is the last little bit of land that we want to explore, as long as it lets us. Look at that! What the heck is this? An open book. It's 9 in the morning, maybe there's an NPC here later. We still look for the man that can create artifacts. I thought I had the harp again. It's so interesting. There's all of this territory, all of these little chairs where people, NPCs presumably, meditate and go about their day. This whole right part feels like when we went exploring the continent of Maine, and there was just screens upon screens of empty land. There was no reason to be there at all. Okay, so I guess this is it. Cool, I think that wraps up this island. I do one more round around inside to see if maybe we stumble on the man who creates magical artifacts, although I suspect it might have been Drannagh, the magician, and then we just go forward into the caves. I would leave it for the next time. So next time we start with the transportation caves and we see where the story takes us. So we will get a new character for sure next time, if Kunag is still there. Do some identification, and all of that's going to take 10 minutes maybe. And then I think we just progress with the story and go ahead to where? To the desert, right? Umajo Desert, where Toronto has landed, and we're gonna meet... Okay, I'm a little worried, because Toronto means technology. So far we've been fighting demons and stuff. Oh, you know what? No, we do one more thing. Now, with our party being stronger, maybe not strong, but stronger, we're gonna go to the Gratogel dungeons and kill those level 3 demons. Yeah, not yet. Okay. I think I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. Today was lore heavy. I mean, if it's not your thing, I understand if you skip all of it. Next time we progress again a bit more, see what spells Harriet has, how it looks in battle. Actually, she can cast some now, I just wonder. Use magic. Okay, teleporter is indeed in battle. She can cast map view. What does it do? Only works in 3D maps. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. And yeah, so next time we progress with the story. This time, if you enjoy lore, I think this was an interesting episode. I've learned a lot. It's interesting. It's cool. It's a little over the top with the Ulysses story, but the rest is very, very cool. Either way, I've enjoyed the episode. If you have as well, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.